Jackie.
Steven. Hi, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's the next week.
We were supposed to say boys and girls.
Boys and girls.
It's too late.
Cats and dogs.
It's already...
Dolls and dames.
It's ruined. The intro's destroyed.
Just keep going. I was doing so good. I tried to make up for it.
We're back.
Yes.
We're still on this
never-ending truck build.
lovely truck. So, I started working on the truck today, and it's working on the hood. I wasn't recording because, you know, there's so much to do. But I realized that I probably should be recording so that, you know, I can show you guys what we're working on today. Jackie's still working on, you know, editing.
Last week's video that you guys are watching.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's that kind of day.
She's come to at least, you know, get this going.
I came to the outside world because it's so beautiful out and I'm stuck indoors today and I hate it.
Yeah, it's actually nice outside today. There's no humidity. It's nice and like, it's not cool, but it's not like blazing hot. So that's pretty fantastic.
And breezy and beautiful.
It's good stuff.
And I'm a hermit. But speaking of hermit, I'm also putting stuff up on the website.
You used to be a Herbert.
I was a Herbert.
Now you're a hermit.
Now I'm getting wiggy with it.
Boy.
Na 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 na.
Website.
Yes.
Cool stuff.
These are the new hats, guys, if you haven't seen them. Get yourself one. Wait. There we go. Yeah, get yourself one. And if you don't want one of these, get one of these.
That's the one.
That's the one. www.sawcustoms.com.
.com.
Man, I have a lot of energy.
.com.
Ooh, like Ricola.
Something like that. Did you drink like some Monster?
Way earlier. I've just been stuck on the computer again.
So you're just happy to be outside?
Yeah, I'm happy to be with you. Well, why don't you tell them what you're going to do? Because you said that you didn't think, or not that you didn't think, but a lot of people would probably like to see this.
I never said a lot of people would probably like to see this.
You didn't.
You're just making it up as you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are removing the old straight slot screws from the hood support. I don't know why Chevy and GMC thought straight slots were a good idea in these old cars and trucks, but it's what they use. And as you know, most of the time when you try to remove a straight slot screw, it'll strip the head out. Well, these, that's not the case. There's probably a couple of them with the head stripped out, but what's happening with these is they're so rusty. They were a square nut on the back side that was captured. Well, they're no longer captured, so they're just spinning. So
Are they free?
Spinning free?
Well, they're no longer captured, so are they free?
They're free to do what they want.
Yeah.
And what they want to do is just spin. This is not what I want them to do. And they're so rusty that, you know, even if you can get up there and like grab them with like a pair of like needle nose locking pliers or something like that, you probably still won't get them to actually break loose. Can't put heat on them because in order to add heat to them, you'll be adding heat to the front side of the hood, which will then be burning the hood and distorting the hood and all the stuff you don't want to happen. So,
did you ever notice, guys, I sit here so awkwardly when Steven explains things, and I'm just like nodding my head, and I'm like, yeah, that's what's happening. Like, I know what I'm talking about. I edit these videos, and I'm like, oh, gosh, Jack, what are you doing?
Who's
so
Jack?
Funny. That's me. Let's show you.
All right. So, this is what we have. Yeah, look at that. Doesn't that look good? It's terrible. So.
Oh, it's really in there.
Yeah. And like I said, there's like a captured nut on the backside. You can kind of see this one because, you know, there's a large missing portion right here. You know, that's what you don't want.
Can't really see.
But down in here, there's like a square nut.
Can we get in there? Can you see it? No, it's too shadowy.
Anyway, here's what we're using, folks. Get yourself one. The old cone-shaped burr bit. So.
Should I have safety glasses on?
Yeah, 100%.
Hold on.
safety glasses, safety-ish glasses. Some ear protection action because, you know, this thing's loud.
I look really funny in my ear protection. Yeah.
Me too. All right. Now what you want to do, you're going to start in the center of this bolt. Get you somewhat of a hole started. And there you have it. So I already did that guy and this guy here. I left off on that one, so we'll finish this one up, and then this whole thing should be able to come out of here then. You just want to pay attention to when your material starts getting thin. That way you're not cutting into the actual hood. This one wasn't that concerned with. We got to replace that section, which that's probably the only one we won't be replacing. But you don't want to cut into the hood, so just kind of watch the material. You can see how thin the material is getting right there. So then once it gets to that, you just kind of want to be careful. That way you're not cutting into your hood. And once it's thin enough, you might just be able to tap it right out of there. Like that. And there you have it. Hood brace removed. Now you can see on the back side what they did. So they just captured the square nuts like this guy. But, you know, when you have a truck that's 70 plus years old, that's kind of what happens. Everything gets rusted, all that's thin. So when you go to back it out, it just spins and it lays these pieces, lays these tabs down, and then you get what we have.
That one looks really bad.
Yeah. So the unfortunate part of this hunk of debris is they don't make it anymore. So this is one of the pieces that you can't find aftermarket, can't buy. So you can sometimes find used ones on eBay, but you also have to make sure it's for a half-ton truck. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm thinking that I know there's a difference in the bigger trucks like the 6500s. I can't remember if the hood is just a little bit longer and it's still the same width. If that's the case, then this will work. I'm sure some of you out there know. But there is a difference in the hoods, and there's a difference in the fenders on the bigger trucks. And also, I don't think that the Chevy and GMC hoods are different in the front, but I don't know if this piece is the same. If anybody knows, you can comment and let us all know, because I know there's plenty of people out there that have worked on way more of these than me. And this thing used to be, you know, riveted in, but as you can see, the rivets are falling out. So we'll get those out of there, and we'll probably put this piece back in with just some small bolts or something. But I think what we're going to do is cut this section of the hood off and this section of the hood off and make patch pieces for that, which will be fun. And then we'll, I guess, try to patch this thing up, which will be also very fun. I wish I had another one of these. So anyway, that's what we got going on today. So that's what we're gonna do. Try to make something out of this junk that we have here. Man, this thing's bad. It's gonna be very difficult welding back to all this because it's so rusty. All right, folks. Yeah, look at that. It looks great. Look at that. It looks lovely. So, well, there's no we. Me, I made a piece that fits that. So this was actually a piece I cut off of another patch panel that we had. I don't remember honestly which. Oh, it was this guy. So the old cow panel patch. It had a rolled area, so cut that out, kind of hammered it, and it's rolled in two different directions, as you can see. So we took a little bit of the factory roll out that it had, put this dolly in the vise, and kind of hammered this edge over on it to get the roll that we needed to make it fit. So we got it fit. We got our area marked where we need to cut it. Right now I'm about to cut these rivets out of this piece that are loose so we can get that bolted in there. Then we'll cut this out. We'll get this piece tacked in. Then we'll come up here and we'll make this section out of a separate piece, cut this off, and then weld that section back into the new piece. Then we have this area, and it's got some holes in it. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but yeah, there you go. Got some holes in it. You got to fix that. And then this section up here that's rotted off, got to fix that. There's no hole back here, but it's kind of crusty, so that'll be fun to weld to. So once we get all that stuff fixed, then we can tackle this thing. And as you can see, pretty crusty. It's not going to be fun. I'm thinking I'm going to just probably be cutting the ends off of this. This one here is even further down, got a big rust hole in it there. So I'm cutting that off and just building that entire piece. Fun, right? Yeah, I thought so. Remove. We'll get the rivets out. I'm going to drill those out. And then we'll get this piece bolted back in so it's secure and not flopping around. That way we have a location on all of this. Luckily this thing's not in too bad a shape. I think we may go ahead and get this piece cleaned up and this cleaned up. Get some paint or primer on these two surfaces so it's not rotting away later on. All right, we will grind this back and then start on our top piece up here to join everything back together. Obviously, we'll cut this down further and get rid of all that rust. There's our patch. I haven't welded this in yet. We may have to bring it out just a little bit, so I don't want to weld that up. I'm going to get this top piece made, start getting it all tacked in. Got this piece made where I left it long, and I'm just kind of getting it tacked in place right now, trying to hammer it around where it needs to go and tacking it as we get it fit a little bit better. I stuck our hood brace back up here temporarily just to make sure we were pretty close to where we needed to be, even though it's so out of shape, but kind of gives us a rough idea that we're close to where we need to be at least. All right, got this piece in and the bottom side. Now for the fun part, we get to try to build this area. Fix that too while we're at it. That guy. And all this rusted garbage that's just flopping around. Oh. Have a piece of material here. I'm going to get this end cut off that we don't need, and then we'll start trying to get that bent and shaped and, you know, all that fun stuff. All right, this is already about the width we need. We're going to make it a little bit long because all this down here is on a different angle, so we'll leave it long, get it shaped how we want it, and then cut it off and get it bent. Right now I'm going to measure this and get it cut half in two. That way we can use the other half on the other side. Roll's actually kind of close. Just need to straighten this end up here a little bit. Take this side, take this in and hammer that end flat and see what it looks like. Do we want to cut that off? Let's get rid of that. That way we can regret it later. Let's go bend it. Way too much. I feel like this is never going to work. If it doesn't, I'll end up building this in multiple pieces. I think if we can make this fit in here, I'll just end up adding to this thing. It would help if this thing was actually still in the shape that it needed to be in. It would make this a lot easier, but it's so screwed up that kind of hard to tell where it was at one point. So we may just cut this thing off and make this in multiple sections. I may go ahead and replace this. I think that might be the easiest way. This isn't really going as planned. I don't like the way it fits, and I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time on it. It would be nice just to have a new one of these, not have to do this. Can't find them. Can anybody send me one? Won't matter, by the time you see this video, I will already have built this. All right, we abandoned the first idea. It just was going nowhere fast. This guy. So, broke a piece over, welded a nut behind there. We're gonna overlap this piece because this thing's still got a lot of rust in it. And I don't want to try to butt weld that. So we're gonna overlap it. And then once I get that welded to there, we'll tack it down here. Then we'll bend it over to match this little bit of roll this thing has. Then this piece out here we'll make separate. It'll follow this and then go down, and then we'll cap the end of it. But before I build that, obviously we gotta replace that garbage. So we're gonna get this thing tacked together, probably do the other side, then fix this, then build these pieces in here.
It's Sunday.
Sunday.
That's kind of funny. We've been slacking this weekend. Well, ish. We've been slacking-ish this weekend. Yeah. We had to say happy birthday to my dad.
Whoa,
They were
please
getting crazy.
do something with that.
Yeah. So happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Yeah. We did that, and Damien and Valerie came and dropped the rear end back off, right?
Yeah.
So that's something that happened. Steven was busting butt doing this Friday and some of yesterday, too. Right? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just
then-
making sure I'm getting it all right.
Yeah.
A lot.
Your dad had his nuts out on the porch.
My dad had his nuts out on the porch. It's not what you think, guys. Richie's sitting here going, oh my goodness. My dad,
Not that kind of nuts, you
No.
weirdos.
yeah, pistachios, guys. His pistachios. Yeah, there was that. We did our taxes, like you care.
Ugh.
But we did that, and that was really awful, and I spent like all day Friday doing that. But we are
Government
back to work.
taking more of my money.
Oh, so much of our money, like so much of our money. In case you guys didn't know, like this has to be a business now that we're on YouTube. So that was a lot of work. Cool. Do you want to see what Steven has been doing? Because we haven't really showed a lot of this at all, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
Right?
I did.
Oh, Steven showed all this, so it's what you guys see, but now you can see the finished product. Let's see.
It's not finished. It's nowhere close to finished. All right, folks. This is what we had in there, and this is what we have now. Obviously, it's still not finished. We'll grind all this back and blend that in. But we made all that. I made this section up here, which I think I showed you guys. This section and this section.
Damien thought that section was so nice. What did he
that?
say yesterday?
I don't remember. I don't pay attention to him when he talks.
It was really funny.
Because he doesn't pay attention when anyone talks.
Yeah.
So we got that. We got this side to this point. So I made this in 3 separate pieces because it just worked out easier, and I'm not that talented. So that's what we did. So we'll get all this ground back. We still have to countersink this hole right here. And the way I'm doing that, because I don't have the proper tooling, is,
I think you have the proper tools.
oh boy, taking the washer, we slide that bigger washer up under there, and then the smaller washer, and then a nut, and then take the bolt that's a countersunk bolt. So like this guy here,
Like that guy?
putting it through the hole, and then putting a nut on the backside. Obviously this head will fit through this washer, which is what you want. And then put the nut on the backside, and then just take a wrench and start tightening it down. And obviously you have to oversize that hole. It can't just be a, Jesus Christ, what is going on out there?
They're getting like
It's insane.
crazy
Like,
today.
everyone just go home.
Like Wawa today.
It's Sunday.
Yeah.
Anyway, hole has to be oversized. You can't just drill a 1/4 inch hole and expect it to, move all that material that has to move. So the hole is probably a little bigger than a 5/16. Then just, like I said, put a nut on there, hold the top of it, then start tightening down the nut, and it'll pull the bolt down into the hole and countersinking it just like that. Just like so.
Is that what you showed me the other day?
I'm not sure. So we have to do that to this one over here. We've got the hole, and we've got the nut welded into the back side of this and all that good stuff. So we'll still have to countersink this one. So when we get to that, I'll show you the process. But right now, I need to take this panel back out of here and then start grinding, cleaning all this up, and it'll need more welding. Same with over here. We're also going to fix this rust hole here. We'll end up cutting this section out and dropping a new section down in there. So that's what we got going on today. And then I gotta do real work today too. Those are what I actually build, folks.
Yeah, this is his real job. Those things. He builds hydrodynamic gal fan wiping systems. Did I say that right? Magneto hydrodynamic gal fan wiping systems.
There you go. Gal fan zinc, whatever you want to call it. 95% zinc, 5% aluminum. That's gal fan.
He's one of like 3 people in the world who builds these machines. And when he first told me what he didn't tell me that part. So I genuinely thought that like a million people did this. So I had to call my dad. And I was like, Dad, what does the guy I'm talking to do for a living? I don't know. And my dad's like, I really don't know either. So I made my dad interrogate Steven to figure out what he did so I didn't feel as
First she tried to Google it.
Yeah, I tried to Google it, and you cannot Google it. It does not tell you what it actually is. So it's kind of funny. Yeah.
So let's get this back off of here. Give me that screwdriver.
Sounds good. What can I do today?
You're gonna clean some more parts, I think.
Okay. Should I give you a little bit?
Should you?
Yeah.
Give me a little bit.
Yeah, or do
Yeah, you can give me a little bit.
I'll give you a little bit of love.
A little bit of love. So let's get this thing back off here and see what we got to do. I think I'm going to go ahead and drill this out and get that countersunk, and then we'll continue doing, rust repair on this thing. So according to, my customer, they don't mind this. They want this rust hole. So we're going to leave that, and we'll just clear coat right over that. Mm-hmm. That's the rust hole they want. That is literally the only rust hole left in this whole truck. I have done rust repair now for, God, I don't know how long on this thing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we got to make her happy. She didn't win her Pyrex dish like she was trying to get.
Uh-oh.
If anybody has the green floral 1970s lasagna dish.
The lasagna dish.
It's got to be the lasagna dish guy. Or the big Mama Jamma. She needs the big one too.
I know who has it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who?
Garfield.
Garfield does have that big lasagna dish.
I mean, that's all he ever wanted, and all he ever ate was lasagna.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So I think he's probably got it. So this is what this thing looks like. I know it's ugly right now. Well, it's not as ugly as it once was. I mean, it had this and this. Not really much of a structure. So anyway, we'll get it pieced together and ground back and looking like something. It's not going to look like it did originally because these came back and like up and all that, but that wasn't, in my opinion, wasn't necessary to try to make it identical to that. I think when it's all said and done, it might even look better than it did originally, but who knows? Either way, it'll work, it'll function. So let's get this guy drilled out. So, get all this junk stacked up the way it needs to be. All right, get this stack of junk in here. Just kind of tighten this down. May have to open that hole a little bit more. Make sure we're not jamming anything into the top side of the hood. There you go. She's nice and flush. Take that guy back out of there. Now, you have a countersunk hole. This is a 1/4 20 bolt And the drill bit I'm using, let's see if I can find our piece and I can tell you exactly what size this is. You know, so if any of you guys are trying to countersink a quarter 20 hole. It is a 23/64 bit is what is working for me to countersink for a quarter 20 bolt, which, you know, if you're doing a different size, obviously just go like one size up past what you're doing. Like if you're doing a 5/16 hole, then just step your drill bit up to a 21/64. Try to countersink it. Obviously, if there's too much material, then step up to the next size, open it up a little bit, and do it again until you can get the bolt head down in there flush. Some of you may even just have the tool to do it. One of these days, maybe I'll do that. Today's not the day. Freaking clown show. Let's get this guy bolted back in. Fix that rust hole. Now it's time for some tracing and some chopping. Chopping
broccoli.
Chopping broccoli. Hey, let's cut this with the air grinder. Takes a little longer, but get a little bit more precise. All right, now we have our template. We have our piece cut out.
That's the hole, guys. I didn't show it to you.
That's the one.
Yeah, see, it's in there. There it is.
So now we're gonna trace this guy out on some metal, cut it out, get this bend in there, and get it welded in. More leftover patch panels. Don't throw these away. You might need it. Anyone else have this problem? Never fails. Every pair of welding gloves I get, that's what happens.
It's so you can text like what your glove on.
So when I weld, I always have this finger like basically working as a guide a lot of times, and I drag it, and that's what happens. I need some welding gloves that doesn't do that. But so far, every single pair I've ever had, that's what happens. Now we got to take this thing back out just to weld that one spot. So the issue we have here is the hood rolls too fast under here. So trying to get that clamp under there to grab it up here to get it where it needs to be. The clamp's hitting the hood. So we'll drop this thing back down at least far enough that we can get that clamped and at least get a couple tacks on it while we have the clamp on it. tacked in. Get this thing back in place. The bolts back in it. That way it's located. And kind of help it from distorting as much. And we'll get that welded up, grind it back, and this piece will be done. So everything's going to move when you weld on it. Obviously, you're distorting the metal, but you just want to make sure when you're in and out with this piece several times that when you're putting it back in, you're not pulling the hood out of shape anywhere. If you can watch it start moving the hood, then like when I was trying to put this back in, obviously it moved after welding on this. So I had to grind that bottom edge a little bit because as I'm pushing it in, it's trying to push the lip up on the hood, and you don't want that because you want the hood to fit when you put it back on the truck. So it's gonna kind of watch and see what it's doing. Make sure you're not distorting anything to the point to where when you go back together with the thing, it's not going to fit anymore. And obviously if your bolt holes aren't lining up anymore, then something has gone horribly wrong. All these still line up good, so should still fit the truck with no issue, hopefully. When we put it back together, if there was any movement or anything like that, we'll take care of whatever we have to take care of to make it fit right, but I think we'll be all right. All of our holes line up good, so should be good. We can get this thing welded up, grind it back. We'll be done with this piece, other than we'll probably do a little bit of body work on it. Seeing as when you pop the hood, it'll be right there in your face. The back side of the hood's getting blasted and undercoated, so make it look halfway decent. I'm done with the hood. For 1 hour and 30 minutes now, we've been searching for one of these missing microphones that Jackie was wearing. Now it's gone.
I don't have one. I don't have one anymore. Yeah, I lost it. It's on a magnet. It's stuck to something in this garage, more than likely.
No, it's not. We've looked at everything.
It's not in the house, and it's not anywhere else either.
So anyway, that's what we've been doing.
I'm going to clean stuff. We're going to let the old microphones charge, and then we'll get back with you.
Ugh.
So sorry if there's lots of snap crackles and pops.
Here, you can have this one to lose.
I don't know if I should be trusted with this.
You should not be.
Guys, I'm such a disappointment.
Got some more welding to do on these control arms. So I never finished welding all the bracket for the shock. So we're gonna get to it. First, let's get that shock stud out of our way. We're done living in the hood. I mean, working on the hood.
Yeah.
We're still gonna live in the hood.
And work on the hood.
I'm done working on that hood. Well,
Not forever.
Nah, there's still some
there's
more.
still more that you're gonna do.
Well, there's still some, sandblasting and priming and lizard skinning the backside and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we got the rear end back.
Yeah.
It's over there. You can maybe see it from here. It's all done. It's ready. It's got new bearings, new seals, new axle in it, all that good stuff. The gears were good. It's the old Gov lock, so I already got the, locker ish, and 342 gears. So it's good. So
It's good in the hood.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
In the hood.
You hood rat.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's us.
Yeah. I put your hat on.
Stop wearing my stuff.
It's so big on my head. Look, I couldn't find mine.
You got a little head.
I got a peanut head.
So that's going to do it for this one, folks. We are waiting for our sandblast man still.
He's got to free up some time.
So hopefully he can get to us pretty soon. I was hoping to have all that stuff done this week, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen, but that's okay. He'll get to us eventually, and we'll get this stuff blasted and start getting everything painted and start putting this truck back together.
In the meantime, Steven's helping Dad work out on the Chevelle, so tune into next
Work
week's
out on
video.
it?
Yeah, he's
We're
working
working out
out.
on it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
tune into next week's video and you'll get to see the Chevelle.
Lifting that door was a workout.
Yeah. Gordon, this one's for you.
Is it all about Gordon?
Yeah. Gordon loves that Chevelle.
Yeah.
He's like dying to see the Chevelle. So
The wait is over.
yeah.
We're going to work on it a little bit.
So Steven's going to also do some stuff on the 54 coming up, because we will be heading up to Rumble at the Ranch, which is here in Jacksonville the first week of May, and then the Still Runs Car Show, which we're super excited about. That's Mother's Day weekend. So Friday and Saturday, the show itself will be the Saturday, and the Friday night is just like their little fun pre-party that we do. And then that Sunday, I will be doing photo shoots with Georgia with your car. So if you're going to be up at Still Runs, you can go on my Dolly J Photos or on the Saw Customs Facebook page, and you'll follow a link, and then you can book and have some cool posters of Georgia with your car that I took. And then the week after, we will be at the Peace and Grease show. Hooray, up in Ohio. So yeah. So go make sure you check out all their event stuff. They're going to have some vendors there, food trucks, live music, and all that good stuff. And us, we're going to be there.
We're going to be there.
So for all you Ohioans, what would you call that?
I'm not sure what they are.
Like, because like Michigan's Michigonian, and we're a Floridian. Are they like an Ohioian?
I'm not sure. Tim, is there any chance we could put Dick Banjo in a mud hole while we're there and see if we can get it stuck and or break it?
Ooh, yeah, let's do that. That would be so much fun.
I mean,
well, not the breaking it part, but
we'll be pretty muddy, with that whole no floor thing you got going on. But that's okay.
Right. Yeah.
Been there before. Well, not the no floor, but in the mud.
I've never been mudding.
Oh man.
Never once. Damn Yankee.
I mean, I feel like Yankees go mudding too.
Yeah.
Somewhere. I don't know where y'all do that.
Actually, they did upstate New York. Like they went like four-wheelers and all that. I did it with my brother when I was like, look, you can't even see how little I was because it's under the camera.
You're still that short.
I was that little. Shut up. I am that short. Oh, man.
She was this big.
Yeah, look. We have the old microphones on, so if things are a little fuzzy, bear with us because we can't afford new ones again right now. So
we had good microphones.
Until I lost it.
Jackie lost it.
I did.
We can't find it anywhere.
Anywhere.
We had an entire search party on it.
Probably flushed it down the toilet bowl. Who knows? I really didn't.
Sounds about right.
I check every time I'm done, so I know it wasn't in there.
Okay.
But we will find it.
Thank you for the info.
In 25 years.
We'll find it. It's probably like out there on the gravel road, smashed to pieces. Who knows?
We'll find it once we buy the new ones and spend our money on that.
Once we spend money on new mics, then we'll find the old one, and then we'll be like, dang.
Yeah.
Dang. So, which means now we're probably not.
Fine.
We're not in stereo.
Oh yeah. So sorry, guys. You may hear just one of us.
Well, no, they'll hear both of us because we're close enough.
Yeah. I'm close to you. I like to be close to you.
You're a dork.
Yeah. All right. Also, we had a pretty good experience with the Art Captain plasma cutter. So we are going to try out their welder and see if we can replace the Miller-Matic.
You can never replace the Miller-Matic.
But we'll see if it holds up to it. So that should be coming up on our next couple videos too. So
I mean, the Miller-Matic's old. She's been really been trying me lately and basically pissing me off.
He's not talking about me, I promise.
No, not this time. So yeah, the Miller's been kind of acting up a little bit here and there.
As you've seen for the past year.
Yeah. It just totally stopped working the other day, and then the next day was working again. So anyway, Art Captain is sending us their the 250, I think is the one.
We'll talk all about it when we get it because we don't have it here. So
yeah, we'll show it to you guys and tell you everything about it and see what we think about it. But
they chose that one to be the stand up to the Miller-Matic.
That's what they said. Yep. They said this is the one.
Yep.
So they're sending that to us. Thank
Stay
you
tuned.
again, Art Captain.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we'll see how it does. And we'll let you guys know.
Yeah, in the meantime, get yourself one. And like, comment, subscribe.
Here's another one.
Oh, wait, do you have it on?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you just had on. Why do you have a good hat on?
Because that's what I put on.
Oh, man. Here, turn around together.
Check out that Florida Cracker Custom shirt while you're back there checking out the hat.
That's right. Like, comment, subscribe. www.sawcustoms.com. Florida Cracker doesn't have a .com, so go find them on social media.
He's on the YouTube.
That's right. And yeah, we'll probably show you that next week too. We're going to be going up to Florida Cracker Customs and doing some crazy stuff there.
We're gonna break some stuff, and maybe shoot some guns, and hey, eat some chicken or something. Who knows what we're gonna do? But we'll film some of it and show you guys. Also, don't forget to go and follow Peace and Grease, and then check out their car show with us. And also, don't forget to follow Chasing Patina.
That's right. And Georgia, because we'll be doing stuff with her coming up soon too.
Yep.
So
all of them, maybe I could convince Darren to come do some body work on this Chevelle.
he's probably trying to convince Steven to come do some work on their bus.
Yeah, I mean, I'll come work on the bus. We just gotta,
we just got to get some stuff together
find
first.
time and money to get there.
Yeah. So in the meantime, that's all we got, and we will see you next week. In the same outfits, because we're going to start the next video now. I don't like to start it in the same outfit.
I mean, it's a good outfit, so, I mean.
I'll see you. Today.
Goodbye.
Okay.